The NBA award races are heating up. Some, we've already got a pretty good idea of who's going to take it home, but there's still a couple that look undecided. So today, we're going to be taking a look at the Las Vegas odds for every award race currently. If you guys like the content, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. Let's go for 17 likes on today's video. Not sure if you guys can do that, but let's go for it, and let's get into this. Today's video is sponsored by PrizePicks. Most of y'all know PrizePicks by now. It's a super easy to use player prop site, legal in most US states. They give you a line for a stat, you just pick over or under. And boys, I'm feeling good about tonight. We've got to start things off with my favorite stat to use, 3-pointers made, Malik Monk's on fire, give me over 2.5 threes. LaMelo Ball, 3 free throws, easy. RJ Barrett, over 2.5 assists, lock it in. And I finish it off with Tyrese Halliburton, over 16.5 points. If all this happens, my $20 entry is going to become $200. If you guys want to play along, or if you think you can put together a better entry, go to the link in the description or use code Jimmer, and they're going to actually give you a deposit match up to $100, which is kind of crazy. Thank you PrizePicks for sponsoring today's video. As always, we're going to begin with the smaller awards and work our way up to the bigger ones, and probably the least talked about award is 6th Man of the Year. This one's always tough to predict going into the season, just due to the fact that a lot of the time, it's hard to say what exactly a player's role is going to be before the season starts. The big time favorite coming into the season was Jordan Clarkson of the Utah Jazz, last year's winner. But with him having a pretty disappointing year, he's fallen out of contention. He's averaging 15 points off the bench, which looks good on paper, but when you take a closer look and see that he's shooting less than 40% from the field and 32% from 3, he has a lot of room to make up. Right now, this award has by far the biggest lead according to the Vegas odds, which we're going to be using for this whole entire video. I want to make that very clear right now. These odds won't be my opinion. Vegas always, and I mean always, knows best. The Vegas odds are always going to give you the best award picture, period. Right now, they've got Tyler Hero of the Miami Heat at -350, or -3.5 to 1. Only starting in 10 of his 34 games, he's having the best season of his career, averaging 21 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists, shooting 43% from the field and 39% from 3. I think it's safe to say Hero's going to end up being the 6th Man of the Year. There's some other great players in contention, like Kelly Oubre Jr. of the Hornets, who's averaging 17 points a game off the bench, but he's sitting all the way at plus 1,600. You've got to go to plus 2,800 to find your next guy, Jalen Brunson, who's averaging 16 points and 6 assists, but he's actually started in more games than not so far. It's truly going to take an injury, whether that's to Tyler Hero, or one that springs him into the starting lineup, for him not to win at this point. The next race is Defensive Player of the Year, a race that's been pretty boring in recent seasons, as you've got a lot of the same guys in the running. Coming into the year, Rudy Gobert was the favorite once again, with Anthony Davis and Giannis just behind. It would have been nice to see Davis put together a season worthy of this award, but he's out of the running. Gobert took a big lead early on in the season, which I thought was a little excessive just considering voter fatigue, and that seems to be the right thought process as he's lost that lead. Now he's still in contention. He's sitting in second at plus 260. Third place is Giannis, no surprise there, with Joel Embiid and Mikal Bridges tied for 4th. But right now, the odds-on favorite sitting at -150 is Draymond Green. With the Warriors being in an unintentional rebuild the last few seasons, just due to all the injuries they've had to deal with, we haven't gotten the chance to appreciate the value that Draymond brings to the court. The last 3 years, he's averaged less than 10 points on poor efficiency. With the Warriors barely winning games, the value he brings as a playmaker, and especially as a defender, wasn't getting talked about, but that's changed this season. With the Warriors sitting as one, if not the top team in the league currently, a huge part of that being their defense currently sitting with the best defensive rating in the league, it should be no surprise that Draymond is currently the favorite. And as long as he can get in the games played, which I expect, I truly think he is another guy I'm locking in for this award. -150 feels like free money at this point. An award race that is actually super interesting so far is Most Improved. Not only is it much different than we expected coming into this season, it's changed a lot throughout the year. The favorites going into the season were definitely the Porter Jr.'s, Kevin Porter Jr. and Michael Porter Jr., and while they've got no blood relation, most were expecting big breakout years for both. Michael ended up having a pretty rough start to the season, and eventually went down with a back injury that's going to sideline him for the rest of the year. Kevin Porter Jr. was honestly my favorite coming into this season, and he's been one of the biggest disappointments of the entire year, averaging 12 points and 6 assists, but shooting just 36% from the field and 32% from 3. Early on in the season, Miles Bridges of the Hornets took a big lead, and rightfully so. Now that's no longer the case, but he's still in second at plus 350. On the year, he's averaged 20 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists, shooting 48% from the field. While it's an impressive jump, no doubt, and he's definitely going to be in for a big payday this offseason, someone else has taken a big lead for this award, and I don't think he's going to let go, and that's JimmerRange, currently sitting at minus 145. After an amazing rookie campaign, it was disappointing to see Morant barely improve in his second year, if improve at all, but it's looking like he was just saving it all for a massive jump this season. Going from 19 points last year, he's up to 25 points, 7 assists and 6 rebounds, shooting 49% from the field and 38% from 3. Not only has he taken a massive jump statistically, that by itself would probably give him this award, he's led the Grizzlies to a 28-4 record, which is good enough for the 4th seed in the West currently. So yes, he is getting most improved. The fact that you can get it at minus 145 right now is kind of insane. Then we get into one of the most talked about award races every season, and this year's no different. Rookie of the Year. Going into the season, the heavy favorite was Cade Cunningham. No surprise, he was the #1 pick in the draft. Then Summer League happened. Jalen Green looked amazing and the odds evened out, but it was those two leaps and bounds ahead of the rest when it comes to odds. That is not the case anymore. In fact, neither of them are sitting with top 2 odds. Jalen Green's been super disappointing. He's out of the conversation. Cade Cunningham still has a chance. He's sitting at 3rd at plus 550. He missed the first few games of the season. Then when he got out there, it was a rough start. He started to turn things around. In the last 15 games, he's averaging 18, 6, and 5, shooting 40% from 3. In my opinion, if he can keep that up, he still has a chance, but there's 3 other rookies putting together seasons that are going to be tough to beat. Just behind Cade in odds, you've got Franz Wagner, the 7th overall pick to the Magic. He's averaging 16 points and 5 rebounds on really solid efficiency. He's another guy that is seeing his numbers improve as the season has gone on. But now jumping ahead of Cade, in second, you've got Scotty Barnes. He was actually the favorite for a brief portion of the season, and that really shouldn't be too surprising. The immediate expectations for him were extremely low, so for him to come in and immediately average 15, 8, and 4, shooting 48% from the field, has been one of the biggest surprises of the year. He affects the game in so many ways, so I really think this is the start of a special career, but right now, he does have a lot of room to make up if he's going to take down the odds-on favorite at minus 140, Evan Mobley. He's averaging 15 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 blocks, shooting over 50% from the field, but his stats are just not going to tell you why he's in such a good position to win this award right now. Mobley is putting together one of the best defensive seasons we've ever seen from a rookie. Not only is it good for a rookie, but he might already be considered an elite defender in this league. Now, I'm not sure his lead is as good as the odds suggest, but I guess we'll see. For the last of the awards, we've got the biggest of them all, most valuable player. And this has truly become a 2-man race. Going into the season, they gave Luka Doncic the top odds for the 2nd year in a row, and once again, it looks like he has no chance. There's a couple guys staying in the hunt, like Giannis and Jokic, who are at plus 750 and plus 1300, but that's about it, outside of Curry and Durant, who it really seems this award is between. Curry took the lead early on in the season, with the success the Warriors were and still are having. His odds are currently at plus 150. Now, his numbers have taken a pretty big hit recently, going down to shooting just 42% from the field, which has allowed Kevin Durant to basically tie things up. He's sitting at plus 190. With the Nets currently sitting as a 2nd seed in the East, with a pretty solid chance to finish at 1, Kevin Durant is building a strong case. He's leading the league in scoring, averaging practically 30 points a game, to go along with 6 assists and 8 rebounds, shooting 52% from the field. But that's it. Those are the awards right now. In my opinion, we've got a really good idea of the likely winner in just about every award aside from the MVP, where, as we said, it looks like a 2-man battle. But that's the video, guys. You guys tell me your thoughts in the comments below. If you liked the video, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.